Are you cool talking about sobriety?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Curious on what your drug of choice was, because I read that you were doing meth at some time.
Well, when I was a kid, yeah, when I was a kid, I was a speed freak. I did coke, I did meth, I did all that stuff. But as I quit all that when I was a teenager because I OD'd twice when I was a teenager, before I was like 16.
Yeah.
I quit all that. I got older. I got more into booze, honestly, because it was just easy, and my personality is such that I never drank to chill. I just drank to just get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy to just stay medicated for, especially doing what I do, and to just continue that. And I found myself becoming very, very unavailable in my own life, man. And when you're a father, at the time I was married a long time ago, and I just decided, I was just like, man, I got to figure this out, or you know, this is going to go a direction that I don't want it to go. So it took a long time to kind of figure out who I was and be comfortable with it again, man.
So when you guys were getting fucked up, what was on the Slipknot rider when you guys were just going ape shit?
Oh, dude. I don't even know if this was on the rider, but we just had it at all times. We had at least 9 bottles of Jack at every show. We had Crown Royal, we had Jaeger. There was like some people drank vodka. Um, guys would have drugs brought, which I never saw because by that time I was just an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of crazy shit going
And so
on.
you guys would go on
I
stage
remember
drunk.
waking up on a pool table, like in just in a bar, just waking. I'm like in a bar. Like I was like, how the fuck did I get here? I was miles away from the gig. I have no idea to this day.
Yeah, but how about the story about you waking up in a fucking trash can or a fucking dumpster? That was one of your ODs, right?
That was when I was a kid. Yeah, that was after I'd OD'd. Yeah,
And
I think what happened was the last thing I remember is I was at a party. And this is when I was living in Waterloo, Iowa. I was at a party, blacked out. We were all just kind of doing, just whatever was there. I think my heart stopped. Something happened, and my friends threw me away.
Like they thought you were dead.
I think that's what happened.
Wow.
I mean, that's the kind of city that city is anyway. But like when you come to, I was covered in my own blood. I pulled myself out of the dumpster, had no shoes on, and I was like struck, like, because there's that moment where you're like, you don't really remember how you got there, and I had to walk, dude. I was 12 miles away from my house.
Jeez.
I walked all the way back, and as I was walking, I was like, it was starting to kind of come to me, and within a week, I moved out of Waterloo. I moved to live with my grandmother in Des Moines, which.
And then there you were in Des Moines.
Yeah.
Well, wait, did you ever see those guys after that or talk to them about it?
No,
I didn't want
to see them. Yeah, at that point, I was like, well, if I'm dead to them, they're dead to me.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. But then what about like that little possibility that like there was some perfectly good explanation for why you ended up in the trash can and they didn't throw you away? Maybe
Yeah.
That's a good question, dude. To this day, I was like, I just kind of was just like, you know what? Probably shouldn't ever go back to that life again,
Right.
And I kind of cut it off. But that's a good question. It never even occurred to me, but maybe there was another.
Right.
Just like a perfectly innocent reason.
I mean, there's not a lot of perfectly innocent or good reasons to end up like. Was it a trash can or a dumpster?
It was a dumpster.
Yeah, dumpster, right.
Yeah, it was a dumpster, yeah.
That puts you right up there with Nicky Six. The same thing happened to him in London in February of 1986.
What happened?
He fucking woke up in a dumpster. He went and fucking scored and fucking OD'd, and they're like, fuck this, dude, the guy's dead. Throw him in the dumpster, same deal.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then he wrote a tune about it called fucking Dancing on Glass.
It's on Glass, yeah. It's on the Girls album.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
I love Motley Crue, man.
And
Oh,
then
great.
how long did it take you to get sober till after that point?
Well, he said that was when he was a teenager. So
ten,
and now 11 years ago.
Oh,
it
so
was
you just kept-
fucking
yeah.
2010. Oh shit! So you got sober right after Paul Gray died. Is that right?
Yeah. Because I had quit drinking, then I started again, and then when Paulie died, I mean, it was kind of weird. Like I was drinking to kind of deaden the pain, but then physically it was hurting me, which made it really easy for me to quit. So I quit about a month after he passed.
Man.
And I'm sorry, who's Paul Gray?
He's one of the founding members of Slipknot. He was a
Okay.
bassist, and
Basically.
by all accounts, the most down-to-earth guy, nicest guy. Didn't consider himself a rock star, but ultimately succumbed to substance abuse and died of an overdose.
Man.
What was that last day of what was that last day of using like for you?
It was weird, man. Like I was kind of heading that way anyway, and I was on this tour with Stone Sour, and we were at this kind of like after show party, and I'm not a beer drinker, but that's all they had, so I was just kind of like tipping a couple of Becks back, and I woke up the next day and I felt awful, like just, and I had 2 beers. And I had a hangover that felt like I drank 3 bottles of whiskey. And it just, for some reason, that was like the moment where I was just like, you know what? I think this is it. This is it. I'm not getting anything out of this anymore. Like there's no pleasure in it. There's no party in it. There's nothing that I'm getting from it except pain. I was like, why do I keep doing this? So, and that, between that and the fact that I just lost my brother to who he fought it his whole life, man. Like he would go to treatment, he would come out and he would fight with his entire will, and it was just too much. He just kept going back to it, man. But that was it for me. I was just like, I can't do it.
So did it start with you going into treatment, or you just did it on your own?
No, I dry dried it. I dry drunked it. I've always done that. That's how I quit drugs as well. I just, you deal with the DTs for a few days and then that's it. I did the same thing with smoking. I just, there's something in my brain that just goes, you're done. And I quit.
So you did the dry thing for a while, and then were you like, wow, dude, like maybe I should get some support and join the fellowship?
That's crazy. I'm not in the program, but all of my friends are in the program. So when I hang out with my friends, it's almost like I'm in a de facto meeting to begin with, and we're talking about So it's weird, and they all have known everything that I'd gone through. They were all friends with all of my friends, and it's almost like being in the program but not. Like,
right. I mean, my sort of take on it is that, I mean, for me, I just don't even want to experiment with what happens in me trying to stay sober by myself, because I'm a fucking dead duck. But the way that you described having been on, meth and coke, and just put it down, and then like only alcohol, some people can do it, and evidently you're somebody who can pull it. So fucking right on.
It's a weird switch, man. Thank you. I mean, and I still to this day don't know why, but it's also, I've experienced that in my life as well, like with relationships with people who were clearly not good for me. Once I kind of figured that out, I'm just like, you're done. And I cut people out, I've never overstayed my welcome with anyone. Well, I can't say there's been one, but I was married to her and that doesn't count. And, but yeah, I mean, it's weird, man. I guess it's a blessing. I wish it would have, kind of kicked in quicker. But at the same time, I wouldn't be where I'm at now
Sure.
if I hadn't gone through what I had, you know? So I never look at anything with regret. I always look at it from the standpoint of I'm going to learn from everything that I've been through and I'm going to write about it. And if it helps anybody, then so be it.
Can I just tell you how fucked up my new tour is? It's completely multimedia, legitimately X-rated. There's legal waivers all over the venue because I'm actually worried about getting sued. And I don't give a fuck, man, because it's gnarly and it's all the stuff I wasn't allowed to do on Jackass. So get to my fucking website, stevo.com, and get your tickets, man. Especially with this movie coming out, dude. They're all gonna sell, dude, so hurry up while you can get seats. Yee-hoo!